And we're back with part number 6. There we go. Right, I was just about to ask how has everyone's week's gone? It's because it's a Friday night here as I record. By the time this comes out, it's the next week already. Right, I did say I'd take a good dupe if I could find one. I'll take an Ellie, and who is my next subscriber or Patreon member, to be in the base. Let's find out. I'll just roll this quickly. Bear with me. Sadot is next up, so welcome in, Sadot. I'll take you as an Ellie. Hopefully we've got enough beds and tables and stuff. I think so. All good. All right, let's move Sadot into in the base list. Awesome. There you go. 5 kilos refined metal, yeah, and 10 of petroleum. Yeah, it shouldn't be that much. Oh, 960 watts is a lot. Yeah. Okay, we'll see. We can always stick it off the heavy watt line. It's not a problem. Cool. Okay, so that'll give us our second rocket platform, and then that also means we can dig all of this out, and then they can walk across here. We will need to feed our oxygen line towards the rocket. So we will, we can put up here, and as soon as we pop out, we'll need insulated lines, but we'll work out what that is. So, I wanted to use the carbon dioxide rocket for at least as a thing to use. Now, the thing is, well, I'm not exactly sure how I should cover rocketry in this run, because there's a lot to cover, and I did it in a lot of detail in the tutorial bite. I'm not going to be able to cover everything again here, in terms of how rockets work, how to use them. So I'm going to kind of do it by demonstration. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. I'll try and talk through. But every rocket, we're going to need an engine. We're going to need a crew area. I'm going to need a nose cone. If you're using this solo Spacefarer nose cone, that is both a nose cone and a crew area. And a number of engines also need fuel and oxidizer tanks. For the carbon dioxide engine, we're okay. And then you also have a limit on how high you can build. That kind of dictates how big they can go. So I can build 10 tiles. Is that right? So if I put... Can I put a Spacefarer on it and a normal nose cone? This is my question. I don't want to make that out of steel. I think I can. And then this can go up. It's basically a bottle rocket, yeah, exactly. So it just pushes gas out the back. So you don't need any fuel tanks or oxidizer, because you just need to fill it with carbon dioxide, and it has an input port for that. So it's kind of the simplest engine to use, I would say. Even simpler than the sucrose engine, which is kind of the other simple one that you can get early on. And we'll just run that to there. Make sure this is all accessible. So we'll supply the rocket itself with oxygen, and then we'll have a look at how to supply, how to deal with oxygen inside in a bit. So hopefully we're just grabbing a bit more copper. Cool. Because and then we'll just make a nose cone as we have the copper for it. Yeah, don't want to make it out of steel. Steel is precious. And if this area is good, what I'll do is I'll pop a mop command. I don't think they can get to any of... I don't even bother with that. Okay, what we'll do is set up a little industrial brick over here. What we might do is move these like machines. So we'll grab the metal refinery, the coal gens, and probably the transformers as well. I don't see why not. We could move them over here, and then that'll take all the heat out here. I mean, it's kind of fine anyway. Each shot destroys 1 meter and costs 1 blast shot. Yeah, it's quite resource intensive, I think. So what we'll do is, yeah, I'll make nice neat lines. We'll follow our rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll. Yeah, we can. That's fine. Just trying to work stuff out. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is too low. Alright, I tell you what. We'll make the bottom here. How about that? Again, how wide are we going to make this? I have no idea. No particular designs on this, so we'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll leave the thimbleweed intact because that's very useful for us. Always try and leave wild thimbleweed and sleepweed. Yeah, I'm just doing this in 5. So if you want to strip mine, you can actually leave 7s. You can leave gaps of 7. Here I'm leaving gaps of 4 because that follows the normal room height, which I will eventually make them into. So I find it easy this way, but it is slower. You can do it in 7s. I'll tell you what we'll do is put this across here, because what I'll do is make a... I will make a little steam room here where we'll put our aqua tuner, and we'll put our metal refinery. Now, what are we going to have enough space here or not? Question from Sandra Line. No move item command. It does. I believe it does have a priority option. So, for anyone who isn't familiar with the move command, I haven't actually used it yet, but I know it works like this. If you click on move to, then you can say ask a dupe to drop it there, and then the priority is on the task there. So that's where you can set the priority. I guess you can do it that way, but you need to do it on where it goes to. The top left, what's there's nothing there. So building broken is basically just the meteor damage, which is kind of not an issue because most of it is ladders anyway, which makes no difference. Lacked resources isn't a problem because I've just set these two forever. Oh, I've got suppress. Okay, I don't know where the suppress went. Right, so I can just suppress these as well because it's just worn atmo suits doesn't have any. I don't have any eggshell, yeah, or fossil, so okay. Don't have any barbecue, yeah, it's fine. You know, it's this is don't have stuff that isn't that important. Again, metal refinery, we can just suppress it. And that doesn't have any artifacts, so none of that's an issue. Oh, right, okay. The top left corner of what? That's fine. This is 4 high. Oh, the steam. Oh, that one there. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, sorry, I might have missed what you were trying to get at, but yeah, that's not a problem. Not a problem. Because we can come across here, and then we'll drain it. We'll drain this one too into the bottom, so not a problem. Sorry, I thought you meant the warnings, but yeah, the warnings aren't too worrying. And yeah, the insufficient oxygen generation as well. Okay, that one we should be a bit worried about because this is all stopped. Because we got... Why is this stopped? Oh, we got a bit of polluted oxygen in here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we need to sweep that out. Don't leave off-gassing stuff in the spawn. That's a bad idea. What we'll do is we'll just chuck a little mini storage thing about. We'll pop it over here, I think. There we go. So, yes. So that warning was actually legit, but most of the time that insufficient oxygen generation is nonsense and you don't need to worry about it. But in this case, it actually has a point. So, basically the polluted oxygen is just blocking the normal oxygen. That one's overpressure, and this one has also got more polluted water in it. And you can't put polluted water in inside an electrolyzer. It doesn't like it. We should also, I think we're going to have to... No, we don't want to put it down there. There we go. Yeah, there was a bit of a water problem. So what we do, and then if you want to make an infinite storage, again, you just put all sweep only, and you don't even need to power these dispensers. Basically, they'll just dump the entire map on there. How is there water down here as well? Ugh. Okay, right. Let's get this stuff out. Clear this up. Yeah, so off-gassing stuff, the polluted oxygen is going to screw with the flow of gases, so you're in for a bad time. Put that on. Loose water, sweep only. We can leave some water in here. I don't think there is any. Get all this stuff swept. Yep, so just grab all the polluted water. That'll solve all the issues. I mean, we may as well get the other materials out of here. You don't necessarily need to grab all these solids and stuff. They're not going to cause any harm, but for the sake of it, let's get out, and then we can also use the resources later. It's 5 tons of dirt, so it doesn't hurt to have that to hand. Perfect, and a dupe cell. Come along and do this super quick too. Hopefully that Draco also wanders out. And goes Andy. And so. Okay, and now that's all swept up. We can close this in. If the Draco stays in there, he's just gonna stay in there. I'm not mega fast if there's a Draco in there. Yeah. I get a little bit of oxygen damage to the to those. Okay, it looks like Mr. Draco is going to live inside the spawn for us, but they won't cause any damage, so no worries at all. Cool. That's sorted. Yeah, do pay attention to your top left here, and if you leave notifications here, then I can't say I understand you. Okay, so now we just need to get this stuff done, I think. They're taking a while. What I probably will do is just prioritize this stuff, please. I'm kind of tempted to repair all this too, even though I said I don't need to. This is annoying me up here. So I hate having any messages up here, to be honest. I always try and get rid of them as soon as I can. We got some more skills. Just hand them out. You don't want to give them too many skills, of course. Your morale supplied here is the green bars, and the required is the red one. So if you give them loads and loads of skills, you don't want more red than green, and usually I like to leave a bit of a buffer as well. And then you can also give them a hat if you've got whatever skill they need. I like to give them a hat when I've finished skilling them out. Then that kind of tells me I don't need to look at them again, basically, is my thought process. I don't think we actually need any more on there, so we'll just give you that hat. Again, Critter, I don't have any doctors, don't need them. Critter Rancher. Okay, almost got the engineering back, which is good. Tinkering, we didn't give Sadat anything. I don't think we need anything else there. Again, if I give him a hat, then that means I'm all good. So I'm gonna probably leave Mima. I'll give her a suit because she's gonna need a suit. Our artist, awesome. Shrekker's gonna die. Oh god, no, yeah. All right, but he lives for a long time, right? Oh, he's always dead. Yeah, probably. Okay, well, when he dies, we'll get him out. We'll grab his meat. Didn't think about that. Okay, here come the gas pipes. Yeah, then we should have the copper for the nose cone and a bit of refined carbon as well. So this is a particularly useful rocket. I mean, because we've got the Spacefarer module, we can use this for two purposes. We can use this for telescoping, and we can use this for generating data banks. Now, the range on it isn't very good, so you can only go 6 tiles total. So the range is also dictated by the engine. You see our range here is 0, and you get 6 total. So you can go 3 out and 3 back. Again, if you take a telescope with you, obviously then that'll allow you to see further. So we could go 3 out here, and then you could have another 3 range if you use a basic telescope, or yeah, or you can use the other telescope. But we'll just use the basic one, and I think what we'll do is probably use the oxygen trick for the suit to make things easy. This is our rocket interior. If you click on the interior button on there, it also appears as one of your instances up here in the planetoids, depending on which planetoid it's on. And then this is a buildable area. You can jailbreak these, but they're very difficult. So no, exactly. We get a lot done in a small package, you know. Don't need to go overboard. So what we'll do is we'll pop that up there, and we'll try and keep a room as well, because room bonuses are still valid here. And so we'll put a little telescope in here. Then what we'll do is so you can just use little doors to just connect stuff off. So what I want to do is, how big is this? Remember, a Great Hall. You really want a Great Hall because they are very good. We can put that. We can put a storage bin, and we can put. We have the materials. Orbital data collection lab. That's the one. I'm missing plastic. Right. I need some plastics. We can block that up. We'll do that side. Again, over here, I think we can just put. Okay, let's put the collection lab over here, I think. So that we can put a little bit of food, and then in order to get oxygen into the rocket, you can use this is the output port from what's being loaded on, and if you just load that at the bottom, it will delete any carbon dioxide that pops out. That's a good place to put it. Simple way. And we'll get away with the suit trick, where if they're in oxygen and their suit runs out of oxygen, as long as they're in atmosphere, they'll breathe, but they won't use any of it up. So a bit of a bug that we can abuse to help us out. We'll need a toilet as well. I just realised I have not left any room for that. What we can do is I think we just put the toilet against there, and we'll just leave this a little room. We'll work it out. We can shuffle that around. We can rejig it if we need to. Cool. Let's get that built priority, and then what we'll do is bump those. And then we'll build this in a way that we can get in everywhere, so that's good. Let's get that drain that water out before we get anywhere, and then just prioritize the ladders. We can then strip mine a bit safer, because if you just put the digging and the ladders like this in the same priority, they will get themselves stuck. I mean, they may well still get themselves stuck, but just beware if you are strip mining like this to keep an eye on your dupes, because they are very prone to killing themselves. Iron would be nice. Iron would be nice. I don't like narcoleptic, to be honest, so we're going to grab the iron. But I can take another dupe. I think I have space. Also, our carbon dioxide level is rising. Again, because I have absolutely no carbon dioxide solution in the base still. But what we can do is, because we're going to be sending carbon dioxide to the top for our rocket. Yes, it's a dangerous one, that one. We can. We can bring that across there, and we'll just pump the carbon dioxide to the rocket. So. Yeah, and if we don't bomb the rocket, we can also vent it to space if we want. We can literally just throw it into the void. It will be destroyed. That rhymes. And then, yeah, problem solved. So, I literally have not dealt with carbon dioxide at all this game. But one of the key things you do need to do is make sure your hole's big enough and you have enough oxygen pressure. If you lose oxygen pressure, you have a problem. Okay, let's not dig that up. There we go. And yeah, the other problem is our digger does have priority to dig, so Ghost Rider may well try and get himself stuck, but we'll find out. We can just pick these horrible ladders out of the way. So yeah, Ghost Rider's going to dig no matter what. I don't think we can stop him. So we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't get himself stuck. Might have to keep an eye on him. But they won't dig anything where there's a construction errand unless they've already supplied the materials to it, so that's fine. No major issue. Except I can see him just going ham on these and then getting someone stuck down there. That seems very likely. I think Haggis is about to get stuck. And is now stuck. Well, I can go in from... Ah, you can go in from below. Okay, alright. No problem. So yes, we'll crack on with a bit of strip mining. Our food storage is completely full over here almost. Which is probably why we need to get the conveyor set up so we can kind of infinite store it by just dumping it. Who was on that? It was RFP. RFP needs to get that last skill point and then we can sort that out for our storage space. I don't really have room for another fridge over here, so you know, it kind of is what it is. Yeah, you could door crusher it too. I don't tend to like doing that, to be honest. I have used it before, but I prefer using dumping it out. You can use the carbon skimmer too. Just if anyone that isn't sure, so carbon skimmer, the crusher, basically you just kind of push the gas using airlock doors. Do I have? So you use the automated ones, which hadn't even unlocked, but it would like push, and then when it gets to the edge, the last one would close. Put them in the Discord, or you can post them on chat too. But yeah, then because it would close and the gas has nowhere to go, it just deletes it. So you can delete gas that way, annoying gases. Right. Is this reachable? Yeah, okay. Okay, let's get that done. We've almost got the steam engine done too. I won't watch it because then I'll end up talking twice, so I'll save you guys that echo. Well, at least 1080p is working this week. We had all kinds of nightmares last week and the week before. Okay, so yeah, then like we said, we will need 3 tiles across here. And probably need to sweep this up too. So yeah, we'll just repair these because I'm kind of like, it'd be nice to have it neat. Waiting for the refined carbon over here. Everyone looking swanky in their suits as well. Except Sadart, who has the normal suit. But we'll leave it some variety, so, you know, why not? We can deal with this. Well, I suspect what will happen, once the exhausts get really hot, this water will just turn into vapour at some point, so don't need to worry about that. Yeah, Badger's going to repair that. Also, thank you for the follow, Upton O'Good. And welcome in. Cool, yeah. This is just for my sanity to get rid of this damn notice. Although one of them's on the other planetoid. Ooh, could we send... We could send our researcher across, although that's Badger. Let's finish this research off and then we'll send Badger through, shall we? Sounds like a good idea. Okay, where was the airlocks as well? We're going to grab the power outlets, we're going to need that. But let's send Badger through. Oh, no good. Okay, go Badger, go. And we'll send him an Atmo suit, which isn't ideal, but he'll be alright. I don't think he'll be over on that planetoid very long, I don't think. In his little puffed suit. Off we go. Right. No. Keep him safe. Cool. We'll just build that, fix that. Nice and easy. Right, now we do need plastic as well. So, in order to get plastic, we're going to need petroleum. What are we going to do with petroleum? Because we have a lot of oil set about. We now have Atmos suits, so oil is no issue. And because it's a sideways map, it should be fairly straightforward to drain this all into the same area. In theory. So I'm kind of just thinking... we could do a dig down, we can pull that out. We can... This is, again, it's quite a lot of digging, this. Let's do that. We can, and we'll just drain everything we can get our greedy little hands on. There we go. Careful with the abyss light. And we'll just drain all this into this and then stick a pump somewhere down there. Yeah, but I don't care about zombie swords because they're all in... I mean, firstly, because the slicksters have vacuumed this area anyway, so there's no atmosphere. And also because they're in suits, so, like, they can't get infected. It doesn't really matter. So by the time you enter the oil biomes and you've got suits set up properly, the zombie spores are not an issue. So, as long as you set up properly. Cool. This is generating a bit of heat for no reason currently. Okay. Wonder if we can get this pump done. I feel like I'm railroading their priorities a lot, which is probably not a good thing. Because everything will end up too high priority and then nothing will get done. But yeah, the carbon dioxide... Okay, it's gone down a bit, I think, because do we dig a bit or something? I don't know. Yeah, we'll be able to pump a load up there. If I get it on, let's repair that. I think Badger is now quickly scanning his way around this planetoid. Obviously, because they're two quite close together, most of the right side is already done. So I think really all we're going to get is this left side. It might not even find anything. But we're going to do it anyway. Because it's helpful. Yeah, because there's no anomalies. Not unknown objects, is the right word. No unknown objects, then... yeah, I don't think we're going to find anything from this exercise, but at least we'll unlock the middle of the space, the star map. Or our main planetoid is right slap bang in the middle. And then we'll bring him back, not a problem. A little bit more refined carbon. Cool, but our industrial brick is coming together. Yeah, we have no one to do materials research, but that's fine. So we're doing quite well on the research front, so I'm not in a rush to do that. Is this reachable? Why is everyone just ignoring this? Get annoyed when they just don't do little odd jobs. Make it nice and neat. I know they're prioritising this stuff, but... Oh, yeah, and the carbon dioxide is now coming up. So, say we just fill this to 100 kilos, and this will also help reduce our carbon dioxide level down here. So, win-win. And then we'll get a nice... So for every 16.7, we get one tile, and we get up to a maximum of 6. And then we need to get all of this built. We need the plastic, so that's going to be the main one. We're already getting there with this. There isn't much more to do. We need to design this as well. So we can start laying this in. So we'll basically have a little cold brick here, and we'll put any machines we need in here. So we can relocate all of these over to here if we want. Yeah, probably will do. We'll move the hydrogen gens and the battery over as well. I mean, why not? Thank you for the follow. I'll say that. Yao Paulo, I'm guessing. Kind of looks like Sao Paulo with a J. Maybe it's Jiao or Yao. Let me know how to pronounce that. Is there a stable way to use steam vents without using Aquatuna for the mid game? Not really, Trashy. No, I don't think so. Oh, Frisky Whiskey, thank you very much for the sub by Twitch. Right, Amazon Prime. I will add you to the subscriber list, and you are now eligible to join the base. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, let me just do that first. And I'll answer your question on cooling stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to type your name badly. This is not how you spell that. Cool. Awesome, you're in the drawer. Thank you very much, and thanks for coming along. Had a lot of people from YouTube. We always get a couple. We got loads of food, so well, why don't we just keep grabbing dupes if we get good ones? I don't know. Everyone's narcoleptic. Did Francis John choose his dupes or something? I mean, how they all ended up narcoleptic? I don't know. It takes a good one. So yes. So to answer the question on Trashy in terms of taming steam vents. No, I don't think you can, because so with the cool steam vent, you need to heat it up or cool it down. you can't really use the steam as it is. If you want to heat it up, you really need an aqua tuner. If you want to cool it down, you really need an aqua tuner. So you basically need an aqua tuner every way if you want to actually make it like sustainable. So you can just pull in heat from the area, but things will get hot. I suppose the other way you could do it is by using an anti-entropy thermal nullifier. I had one of those dug up over here. You could use an AETN, although I'm not sure on the maths for that, whether that actually outstrips one. I think you would be fine, but they're not as efficient, and you need a source of hydrogen. So, you know, it swings and roundabouts on that. You've got to pick what you think's best. But aqua tuners are so good. They are just... You can't do half of this game without an aqua tuner. That's kind of how good they are. They're crazy good. So what I'm going to do, just talking of aqua tuners, I can do that. We're going to come in here. We're going to come through that sensor, and then what I'm going to do is leave a room to pull this off and do base cooling if I want. But if not, hold on. So I've got to cool that, and then I'll put some pipes across there, and then we can run that through here too, and we'll just do what are we doing? Is this going to get in the way? It's going to get in the way if I put it through there. So we'll just snake again. We're just using granite for heat transfer. It's not as good as a radiant pipe, but it's pretty good, and it'll be fine. So I can just connect it like that. There you go. Geotune. Oh, that's true. Actually, yeah, you could geotune it. That'll push it up high enough to just use a normal steam turbine. We don't have any plastic either. Plus. I need to... So are we going to have 2 metal refineries or 1? Why don't we have 2 for now? And then what I'll do is I'll just, you know, I'll leave enough room to get this through. We can sort this out later. We'll need some wire in there too. I haven't got any lead, which I should get some lead. That would be useful. As I'm digging a little bit there. Okay, lead is a useful refined metal. It's not good for machines because it lowers the overheat temperature. And it can melt too, but if it doesn't melt, then it's usually really good. So, I'm good. Okay. Are we still telescoping? Yeah, we're still telescoping. Okay. We're almost out of food. I haven't provided any food or oxygen for this map at all. I've just left them to it. Poor Badger's now going to be slowed down by the suit issue. Let's say he's still in his suit, so he's just breathing, but you have to keep recovering his breath. But when they do, they don't use up any oxygen. That's like kind of the point. I mean, he doesn't... Yeah, he could just hold his breath. It'd probably be quicker if you weren't in a suit. But he was just already in one, and I couldn't be bothered to take him out of one. So we'll go with it. He'll finish pretty soon. Okay. Yes, we need the plastic. But yeah, hopefully it's taking a chunk of carbon dioxide out of this area, which is good. Oof. It was kind of 40 degrees, yeah, okay. Are you missing for it? Yeah. Is there a particular reason why you can't use an axe tuner? Or just not experienced with them? It can be a bit daunting to start, and they're confused as well. Is that the cooling tutorial bite? Please, because that is my most popular tutorial bite by a long way. Which isn't entirely surprising, but of plastic and steel. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was a useful one, and I think quite rightly deserves to be the. Oh, it's all right. If we are starting to overheat our plants now, so what I'm going to do then is I will. We'll run this through here. And again, we'll just use granite for these because that will be fine, I suspect. Yeah, toilets are always a bit of a pain to cool. So we'll just kind of leave that, I suppose, and just loop around like this. Again, we'll just... I was just doing that all in insulated. Was like, oh my god. Whoops, why didn't anyone tell me? Sorry, I could have sworn I clicked on granite there. Alright, never mind. Anyway, do it again. Attempt number 2. Just... I'm going to wrap this around stuff. Exact route doesn't really matter too much as long as we get decent coverage. There we go. And that'll be our base cooling. We can add some radiant pipes in particular areas if we need it. Okay. That's a lot of building to do. How close are we on this? We've just got one tower left over here. And try some other feed with the over. Yeah, you can have a go with the ATN. I mean, that is kind of the thing, is that the aquatuner and steam turbo setup is just kind of, it's almost required for like proper industrial cooling. There's not really a way around it. No. You know, it is what it is. It's how the game works. So you need to know how it works. Also need to put a ladder inside here. Cool. So I'll just give them a load of building to do, which is definitely my style. We're getting there now. We're most of the way through episode 6, so hello everyone on YouTube watching episode 6. Please leave me a comment down below. I mean, I love reading you guys' comments on YouTube. It applies on any of the videos. I read every single one. I don't quite get enough yet to not be able to do that, so I'll read all of your YouTube comments and reply as well if there's something I feel I can add to the conversation. But I do get lots of lovely comments on YouTube, so thank you very much for that. Yeah. Passive inefficient cool. Yeah, wouldn't recommend that. So yeah, now just give them a load of building to do. Well, I suppose the other thing we could do is probably need some more suits. Just because I've I only built 10 suits and there are now 11 dupes, which isn't a huge deal because of the schedules. They should be fine. But yeah, be good to have one each. I always like having one each if I can. Because I mean, even though they are slightly offset, there isn't currently a time where they're all asleep. Well, or where there's... Oh, sorry, let's put this the other way around. Across all the schedules, there is not always someone asleep, if that makes sense. You never built a spawn before. You're playing on hard mode, Sandra Line, that's the thing. Spawn makes your life so much easier. I mean, so much power, so much oxygen. Just sorted, just job done, you know. So honestly, it'll make your game way easier if you do it. Okay, right. We're making a good go on the rocketry. Ah, right. Okay. RFP1 as well has finally got his mechatronics engineering, but we do need the lead. So, yeah. And plus that's going to be even more for them to build. And they are already struggling to build what I've just asked them to anyway, so maybe we should cut them a little bit of slack. Well, yeah. Oh no, yeah, you can't do that. That's going to bridge across the two, so don't put bridges across heat zones because that will not work. So you're much better off doing this and putting the bridges into the insulation, not across insulation. If you put a bridge like this or like this across the insulation, the bridge itself will conduct heat between the two, and you'll be in for a very bad time. Right, now what I've realised as well is in order to get this running, I'm going to need some plastic for the steam turbines. So I'm just have to throw some stuff in there. We will need to nick some power. So what I'm thinking is we can run that down there. Again, I'm giving them even more stuff to build. It's like they're already struggling to do what I need them to do, and I was like, build more stuff. This is yeah. Maybe it's inefficient, but I just get bored. I'm just like, do it now. And they take ages. Even when I had 200 tubes, it wasn't enough. Plus they then built stuff really slowly. So, you know, you thought having more dupes would help, but up to a point, then it was not helpful. Of course, we'll try and continue that run when I get my motherboard back. I ran out of copper as well. We have to find some copper. So quickly turning into scope creep. Pipes connected between the cooling loop and the metal refiner on the left side. Oh, yeah. No, it's not a backseat game, but please chuck stuff out. I'm more than happy for you guys to comment. I mean, the number of times you guys have noticed stuff that I've missed is, I've lost count. So, always good to have more sets of eyes telling me where I'm being an idiot. But that's all good. Yeah, it's going to be quite a curvy way. So, I mean, the idea of this run is for the Cosmic Archaeologist and not to make things neat. So I'm making things as neat as they need to be and no more. Or as neat as unneat as I can tolerate, I think is probably about the level of where we're aiming for. Okay, right. We can definitely take a dupe, right? You got a good one. Construction, cuisine, agriculture. That's pretty good. Agriculture. I don't really need agriculture, but... Ooh. I could take Steve. I mean, we could always do with a good pilot. He gets a lot from Decor. So I've got to rename him as well. Who was next up on the subscriber list? It was RFP1. There we go. So welcome in RFP. I'll bring him in. There we go. Yeah, the more tubes I have, the more view I can put in the base, so that's good. Why not? What we'll do is we'll bridge this polluted water. We'll use this polluted water as our coolant. Sounds pretty good. You always want to use water as your coolant because it's pretty good. Yeah, Rocket Man, our RFP1, will be our pilot because that's pretty high rocketry skill, which means. Yeah, they made it so that directly influences how quickly the rocket moves. So if you've got a really good pilot, it'll make your space journeys shorter. Which is good because they usually take ages. And speeding it up is very much welcome. Hey, how are you going to stick out there? Area complete. Awesome. In which case, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to deconstruct that and then block this tunnel off and then bring Badger Eat Peanuts back. Do you have any achieved game mechanics like infinite storage smelting rockets or entombed flower pot? Yeah, well, I mean those are pretty big ones. There are more. I mean, there are infinite duplication bugs. You can get infinite heat if you do some weird stuff with doors. You can duplicate materials as well. I know. If you're after that kind of stuff, definitely check out Luma Plays. He has a second channel as well, which is like Luma. It might be Luma Raw or something like that. Sorry if I forget the exact name, but he's the exploit man. He comes up with all these crazy exploits. So yeah, okay, to get it right. Yeah, check that one out because he's got all kind of crazy stuff on his main channel and on that one. I mean, you know, there's the suit oxygen bug you could count as that's a pretty good one. Like door crushers, magma pumps is kind of an exploit. There's lots of weird stuff. There's also there is a wiki page as well which lists exploits, although probably a bit out of date at this point, but that was covering that. If you do Google. Okay, right, we are slowly building our way through all of this massive construction project I gave them. Yeah, I can probably find the link for you if you want. Was it this one? Hidden Mechanics. There you go, I've got the link. Oh, that's just an M. Why is that an M? Yeah, that's the obsolete. Yeah, have you got the? Well, I know why it's copied now. There we go. The hidden mechanics. That's the in theory the live one. Although I don't know how accurate the wiki is. So it could well be an update anyway. I think some of it is for sure. But interesting read. We could just troll the wiki. I mean, it's kind of out of date, but the stuff. Right, Badger Eats Peanuts is finished. So let's bring him back. And we're basically just going to ditch this planetoid now because there are no artifacts here. I've found all of the star map, so I have no real benefit for that. If we need to go further in the star map, we won't land here. We'll just use longer range rockets. We'll get some liquid oxygen hydrogen going, and that will cover us a huge range, so that's not a problem. Not because I need liquid oxygen or hydrogen, but because it's fun and why not? So we're going to go with it. And we'll need to work out how to get some rab bolts. We might only do a few goes on the rab bolt engine. Ooh, sorry about that. It's because it's going to be difficult to generate a lot of rab bolts. I think I'm probably going to have to use Weezewarts unless anyone's got any ideas. So if we're using rad bolts from Weezewarts, it's going to take a while for sure. Okay. We are getting there though. We are getting there. So I haven't found any more artifacts, have we? Not on this planetoid. So we'll explore this bottom area because we haven't found kind of our way to these corners, but I'm kind of doubting there's any more artifacts on this planetoid. We'll probably have to go land on all of the outer ones to go grab them, so that's going to take us some time. Well, I'll tell you what, if we grab some granite from here. So, because they're building a lot of these pipes out of granite, so if we have some granite nearby, that is going to speed things up. Nice. Yeah, we're cracking on. We're getting coming towards the end of the episode, end of the stream. We'll do a little wrap up before we finish, but we're getting there. Making good progress, I think. I mean, we came out of the blocks quite fast. Slowed down a bit because I spent some time doing this, but we haven't quite launched a rocket. I mean, there's basically nothing stopping me launching this rocket right now, other than obviously I just need to put some stuff in it. You know, if we actually got that built, which I would just ask them to do, with some oxygen, we could launch this in theory. I mean, we can't do anything in it yet. We could go out and do some telescoping right away, and that would also burn some carbon dioxide, which wouldn't be a bad thing. We could consume that up. But yeah, our plants on the left side are struggling, so we definitely need to get this cooling loop going. I'm on track for that. So overall, I mean, we're not doing too bad. This isn't a speed run. We're not going super fast, but I think we are faster than the average game of Oni. That's just how I play these days, like I said. Back on the research. Battery Eats Peanuts is on it. Can get that done. Get some more bits. So we will need plastic, so... there's also going to put some nat gas in this brick, but that's not a huge issue. So we're going to need the oil refinery, which we can pop down here. We can also put in some reservoirs. I mean, why not? Just put reservoirs like that. Like that. There we go. And then we'll just store that in there. And then we can put some tiles above there. We can put the polymer press up there, and we can connect that up. Ooh. Get that up like that. Whoop. We're doing a cold brick. Don't need to worry about gas flow. What we'll do is we'll also put a joint plate over there. I suppose we can just swap to iron. We'll heavy watt conductive all of this. It's going to be a bit messy, but go with it. And then we also need a little gas vent there. Again, we're going to have to low pressure it for now because I don't have any plastic. So that is not going to work because there is 2 kilos per tile in here. So what we may have to do is be a bit cheeky and just use a little infinite storage type design. Again, it's got to be 2 wide, not 1. And this will stop the vent overpressuring, although we have to be very careful with that. So we'll go with a setup like this, and then we just need to grab a lot of oil from the left hand side. Sandstone's the best material to be using here. You should probably swap to igneous. Again, just try and build out of whatever's local because it means less distance to supply. They can just pick it up close to where they are. Okay, it's this very inefficient curvy path we'll follow, and then we'll just pop a pump somewhere down the bottom and grab all this oil, and jobs are good. But yeah, they're going to be focusing on building this for now. As I say, I have enabled proximity on in the priorities menu here. Just go on the options, and that just means that they will do things that are kind of close to them with a slightly higher priority. You know, generally they'll follow the priority order, but you can also kind of slightly override that. And go, lots of construction going on. We'll go with improved farming too. Again, if they've got a hat, they are fully fleshed out. We'll give you pyrotechnics to see if we can have a play with the blast shot maker. There we go. We forgot about that skill because it's a new one. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Also on the hunt for copper because we need copper. So dig out all the little bits of copper we can find. Perfect. Or copper ore anyway. We can totally load into copper as well. So yeah, lots to build, lots to build. More jutes will be good. Food is mostly meal lice at this point, but it is stable. And they're all storing it, so maybe to be a little bit careful with taking on more dupes. Our dirt supply's on 65 tons. It's still nice and healthy, no issues with that. It'll surely last for a while. Okay. Some wood. So do we take another dupe or do we leave it? I'll just take the food. Take the food, why not? Food's always good. Nice for the option to let the dupes prioritise using materials. I think there might be some mods to that effect, Sandra. It might be worth, if you're interested, having a look through the workshop. But yeah, I mean, generally, my advice is build out of whatever it's close to. Igneous rock is almost always a good choice because you find it in most of the biomes. So yeah, just do it. The speedrunning guy of all time. I'm not sure how to answer that, Andy. Also welcome in. I mean, you know, there aren't really any official speedruns for Oni because it doesn't really exist. I'm playing with mods anyway. It's always hard to judge. So I play quick. I'm not actually trying to speedrun here, so we're just playing as quickly as we can because it's how we go. It's how we roll. We want to get the rockets going. We want to do the fun stuff. Not yeah, building toilets. Building toilets is not my fun stuff. It's doing cool designs and doing giant builds. That's why I like speedrunning. It's like speedrun the boring stuff and then get to the good bits. Good bits for me anyway. Speedrun artifact. Yes, Cosmic Archaeologist speedrun. Is this quick? I don't know. It feels slow because it feels like there's not much happening, but there's bits happening. I mean, they're working on it. My sense of what a quick game is kind of distorted, I think, from what I played. I mean, I was just looking because actually interesting. My first game was 2019. That was my first base, so you know I've basically been playing this game for 4 years. I mean, on and off. Oh, space power, lovely. Yeah. Where were we got interplanetary launcher there? Where was the airlocks, the manual, the automatic airlocks? Right, let's get those. Yes. No, I mean the performance is much better than that. Actually, I do wonder. This is a quick question. The colony report. How many? Right, so they're doing 300 errands, right? So 12 tubes are doing 300 errands a cycle. In my base where I had 240 tubes, they were doing 1,500 errands per cycle, right? So there were 20 times more dupes and they were doing 5 times the number of errands. That's how inefficient they got. It's just ridiculous. So, anyway, we'll return to that because we've got to finish that run when I get my motherboard back. For anyone that doesn't know, I posted it on the Discord, but they took my motherboard back in for testing. The guy that was testing it called me up today and said, "We've tested your board. We managed to plug it in, and then when we did, we got power to it. One of the chips had a load of smoke come out of it near the CPU socket. So it's definitely dead." And anyway, so they're now trying to get a response from the manufacturer to get me a new one. So at least that didn't happen to me, but it was the motherboard and it was dead. So I couldn't get any power to it. Or I plugged it in and when I turned it on, nothing would happen. So they got further than me, but it bricked it as soon as they did. And there you go. Fun and games. Right. We are coming towards the end of the stream, the end of the episode. So I think we'll just do a quick roundup in terms of what we've done for the last couple of episodes. So we'll do it 3 episodes at a time. So where we were from episode 3 to now. Obviously, most of the base area is kind of the same. Haven't touched this too much, other than we've added a nice little infinite food storage. We've got our cold hydrogen just running around doing that. Nothing too fancy, just a little cooling loop of a thermoregulator. All of this food is nice and cold and infinitely stored. What else have we done? Added a bit more power infrastructure over here, just a few more bits. Done a load of metal refining, so we've got some... we can do a couple more on that. Just done this kind of ad hoc to get some steel, which we're now putting into our industrial brick. Got some oil stuff built up there, not yet ready to go, but we need to do that. We just need to get the oil from the left side of the map. So we've got over there, we've got Atmo suits as well, of course. That was one of the things we were working on the start of the stream. We finally got atmospheres. We do have 1 artifact found, so 1 out of 20, which is progress. Done some materials research. The research screen is going quite well. We won't get the whole thing, but we'll get most of them. We'll get the ones we need, but we've got most of them already. We have a nice little rocket area, which is a fully fueled carbon dioxide engine, and inside we should have some oxygen. So we're now ready to go. We just need to get the get this stuff going. We can get some telescoping started and also some plastic. Get some plastic so we can make some data banks. Data banks is kind of the key one for us as well as plastic for steam turbines, and yep, and for making data banks, of course. Right, what else? We've done a bit more exploring, kind of done most of the top of the map, haven't found anything else particularly interesting. We're kind of slowly working our way down the bottom as well, just to dig that bit out. And I think that's mostly it. Maybe I'm underselling it, but it feels like we've done quite a bit. We're trying to get our cooling loop running, of course, so we can cool the base and cool the industrial brick. That'll be a good one to do next time. On the second planetoid, I mean, we fully discovered it, didn't find any artifacts, so basically abandoned it after doing a quick telescope as well. So star map we've kind of done around the planetoids. Well, we can grab these artifacts, the space ones. We're going to need to do that for the achievement, of course. So we can send some artifact recovery modules out to there. And yeah, other than that, in terms of actually doing the achievements, we need to find the other planetoids so we can land on them and grab the terrestrial artifacts. And hopefully there's enough of them and we don't get stuck. But that kind of summarizes what we've done so far on this fun skewed asteroid, which isn't hindering me too much. If anything, it's helping slightly. Definitely an interesting one. But yeah, we're crashing through the mid-game. We've got plastic, we've got steel, we don't quite yet have plastic. But yeah, hopefully you join me next time. We'll do some more rockets, and we need to get going with telescoping, gathering artifacts, and trying to land on other planetoids. We'll play around with the other rocket types when we get there. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.